Hey, fourth grade, it's back for day 2, learning online, fourth grade ELA, making some inferences. I hope everybody's doing okay today. Let us get started. Let Ms. Rader figure out how to share my screen here, and we will get started. So the last time I left you, you were making inferences with stories that you were reading. And now we are going to make inferences in poems. And how can you make an inference in poetry? Do you remember what we learned about making inferences? Anybody out there know? Do I see hands? Yes, I see some people who have remembered how we make inferences from the text we read. There's 3 questions we ask because sometimes the author does not, remember that, does not answer why, what, or who. Why did the person do this? Who did that? And what happened? So sometimes authors will not answer the question. That's when you have to do what? Think and make an inference. So we're going to be making inferences in poems today. Now, if you see me look around, it's because Jameson is outside playing and I just want to make sure he's okay. So here we go. Looks like somebody's sleeping. I hope none of you are sleeping out there. Stay with me. Here is a poem. I fell asleep in class today as I was awfully bored. I laid my head upon my desk and closed my eyes and snored. I woke to find a piece of paper sticking to my face. I'd slobbered on my textbooks and my hair was a disgrace. My clothes were all badly rumpled and my eyes were glazed and red. My binder left a 3-ring indention in my head. I slept through class and probably I would have slept some more, except my students woke me as they headed out the door. Oh my goodness, what kind of inferences can we make? What happened in this poem? Why did the person fall asleep in class? And who is the poem about? Well, let's see. There's our questions. What happened in the poem? Why did the person fall asleep in class? And who is the poem about? Well, when I read that poem, who were you thinking about? Me too. I was thinking about students who fall asleep in class and you have to go over, the teacher has to go over and say, wake up, I'm teaching, you need to pay attention. And why did they fall asleep in class? Did they stay up too late? Were they playing Fortnite? Were they just not ready for class? Well, remember our box? What does the text tell us? Well, the text tells us, I fell asleep in class today. My binder left a 3-ring indention in my head, and except my students woke me up as they headed out the door. So did you have the same thing as I was thinking? Like, all of this was about students until I got to the last sentence. Well, what do I know? Well, I know that teachers have 3-ring binders to keep their work together, just like we do in reading class. And I also know that anyone can be sleepy at school, not just you all, teachers, administrators, cooks, custodians. We all get sleepy at school. So, who is the poem about? It was about a teacher. So I infer that the person who fell asleep was the teacher. It didn't come out and tell me that the teacher fell asleep in class. Did not say that. I had to infer that from what I saw in the text and what I already know. So we know that it was the teacher who fell asleep. Now you try one. This is about, my puppy ate my earbuds. My puppy ate my socks. My puppy chewed my tennis shoes and all my Lego blocks. He gnawed upon my iPod as if it were a bone. He nibbled my Nintendo Switch and munched my mobile phone. He grazed upon my skateboard, consumed my catcher's mitts, and chomped my chess and checker sets to tiny little bits. He polished off my pillow, my blanket, and my sheet. My homework seems to be the only thing he will not eat. Puppy. What happened in this poem? Why did the person want the puppy to eat their homework? And who is the poem about? Well, let's think. Who was it about? It was about the puppy who kept chewing on everything. And he chewed and chewed and chewed on so much stuff. But at the end, it says, he polished off my pillow, my blanket, and my sheet. My homework seems to be the only thing he will not eat. Oh, what does the text tell us? Well, the puppy ate earbud socks. He chewed on shoes and Lego blocks. He polished off a pillow, my blanket, and my sheet. My homework seems to be the only thing he will not eat. That's what the text says. What do I know? Well, puppies chew on everything they see because that's what puppies do. And I also know that kids don't like to do homework and they will find any excuse not to do their homework because they tell teachers all these excuses as why they didn't do their homework or they didn't do their reading log. So I can infer that the person wanted the puppy to only eat their homework. And why did he want them to only eat their homework? Because then if he didn't have homework, he didn't have to do it. Oh, my dog chewed on my homework. That's why I don't have my homework. That's what he wanted him to do, but he chewed on everything else. So, did you notice in here also that not just making inferences from the poem, but there are vocabulary words that you could write down and that you know the synonyms for chew now. Did anybody pay attention to that? I'll let you look through there. Maybe you already you saw, oh, chewed means, I didn't know that meant that. So did you find them? How many could you find? I think I found 5. Let's see if it's the same 5 that you had. Gnawed, nibbled, munched, grazed, and chomped. Those are all synonyms of the word chew. Now, when you're doing your work this week, there are different things that you can find with all the poems that you're working on. You can make inferences, you can find vocabulary, you can summarize your poem, you can find the theme of your poems. So next week, whenever we come back and we're working on poems again, there are some things that we will talk about even more. So you have fun the rest of the week doing your work, and make sure you don't have a puppy out there to chew all your work off. Oh, wait, it's on the computer. So you don't have that excuse unless the puppy chews through the cords. Then you won't have any electronic devices. So you better make sure the puppy is kept up while you're doing your work. Y'all stay safe. We miss seeing everyone at school. We cannot wait until May 15th to get back to school. Thank you. See you later.